Fuck it, intro. Long story short, I'm becoming the next hair influencer. I've got curly, I've got long hair. It's a bitch to take care of. And I know there's so many people with similar hair, similar archetypes, and they need help because I needed help learning how to take care of my hair. I'll throw in some old pictures of me before I started trying to actually work on my hair. To basically sum up my journey, whenever I started showering and washing my hair as a kid, remember my parents taught me, put the shampoo on first, you wash that out, and then you put the conditioner on. And that was it. You know, no one really says like once a week, do it every time, whatever. I was just in the shower shampooing and conditioning like at least every other day, probably every day, all throughout elementary school, middle school, probably parts of high school. Never realized it was harming my hair. And my hair never even looked like this either. You know what the problem was? You know, middle school me isn't buying my own hair products. So I was just using the shitty Pantene, you know, whatever my mom was buying, the shampoo, conditioner, maybe even the 2-in-1. And you know, that might work for girls or straight hair, but it doesn't work for me. And ultimately I found out that you're not supposed to do that every day. You know, I thought my hair was all dried and messed up because I wasn't doing it enough. So I was, you know, mad shampoo every single day. And it just looked so bad. But then I realized after sports practices, after I was done going in the ocean or something, I realized my hair would dry and it'd have really natural, curly look to it. And I used to think like, why is this what it takes to get my hair to look like that? So boom, that's the story of my life up until I'm like 18. Freshman year of college. It's a time of, you know, you want to look your best. You're trying to wheel some birds, you know, you're trying to pull some shotties at college. You're not going to get there looking chopped. And if you are, you're fucking chopped shotties. That's not what I wanted to do in college. I didn't want to go the full looks maxing route. But you just gotta get your hair right. You know, your hair is everything. I'd rather lose my dick than my hair. I'm not gonna end up using my dick if I'm chopped with a chopped haircut. So boom, freshman year, I'm working on it. You know, I'm trying new products or whatever. You know, I download Tinder like most college guys. And I meet this Brazilian shawty, right? Like 100% Brazilian. The curliest hair that like probably I'd ever seen. And it just looked so naturally curly. You know, one time I'm staying at her place and I take a shower while I'm there and I get out and she's like, holy shit, you have curly hair? It kind of coils when it's wet, you know? And so she was like, holy shit, your hair routine and the products are doing you so dirty right now. This is what she says to me. So I'm like, all right, since you're the expert, I need your help. You gotta put me on. Like, girls know their hair products. So boom, she puts me on to the Shea moisturizer for after when your hair is wet. You know, you scrunch your hair up in there. And she put me on to the Maui, the shampoo and the conditioner. So boom, I have a nice little natural hair setup, you know, not harming my hair anymore. I'm not doing it every single night. And I do that for like a year, you know, I'm using my Shea, you know, shampoo like once a week, a little longer sometimes, you know, I'm getting my hair back. I took a big step in the right direction. Over the course of the next year, my sophomore year in college, going out like 2 to 3 nights a week, you know, I'm really doing my hair to make it look good. Cause you know, like I said, if your hair is chopped, then you're chopped. I started to notice that when I would put the Shea in my hair after I shower while my hair's wet, and you rub it around your hands and you go, and you're going like that, and you're really getting it in there and scrunching it around and stuff. Well, I realized after a year of doing this, I had such a bad habit of, you know, lathering my hands up in this shit and then going boom, like right above the temples. And now this is what I learned that you do not want to do. Because when you're doing this, boom. You wonder why people that wear hats all the time start to see a receding hairline? It's because they're pushing their shit back themselves every time. Doing it way too often. So boom. I'm lathering my hands up and I'm going, psh. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where's my hairline going? After like a year, I'm starting to notice like, it's not that bad right now. It's not that bad. And it's because I caught it early. I caught myself early. You know, if I had been doing this aggressively for 5 years, my shit would be back here probably. I would probably wear a hat now. So I put 2 and 2 together. I realized that this product shit and the washing my hair aggressively, and really, it's not good for your hair. Even if the products aren't bad for your hair, doing that is not good for your hair. You're shampooing or conditioning and you pull out mad hair. Not even pull out. It's just like all over your hand. It's not good. You're losing hair follicles or whatever. Hair follicles. You're losing hair follicles every time you're grabbing aggressive. So I realized, all right, I know what makes my hair look good, I know what makes it look bad. And I realized the less products and the less touching your hair, you're gonna lose less hair. I knew that for sure. And another thing that I realized was I was seeing hair on my pillowcase. Well, I know I've heard of these satin pillowcases, but then I thought, what about satin hair bonnets? And you don't really see a lot of white boys, a lot of white guys wearing hair bonnets, often occupied by people with a darker complexion or a different type of hair, or just straight up girls, straight up any girl just be wearing hair bonnets or whatever. But who do you see the least wearing a hair bonnet type thing on their head? It's the white boys, who also cares about their luscious locks of lettuce and their all that bullshit. The white boys care a lot about their hair for some motherfuckers that don't protect it while they sleep. So I figured that's another thing that's harming my hair. And I figure if I've got a hair max, you got to go all the way. You got to do what it takes to protect your hair. So if you're trying to hair max, you're not hair maxing properly. If you're not sleeping in a bonnet, you have to sleep in a bonnet every night. You really should. Because what else I realized was when I wake up in the morning for an 8 a.m. in college, one, that's hard enough to do. But like showering, getting ready, all that stuff right before an 8 a.m. is a bitch, especially doing your hair. So what I started doing was the night before I had an 8 a.m. or an early morning, take my shower, let my hair dry a little, do a little routine, and I kept it in the bonnet. I kept it in the bonnet overnight, wake up in the morning, and like 9 times out of 10, my hair is perfect. Just, gotta fluff it up a little bit, because it's been like sleeping on it and stuff like that. But dude, I take the bonnet off, my hair is almost ready to go. Like it literally takes me like a minute just to look bare. It takes me longer to brush my teeth than to do my hair in the morning when I wear a bonnet. 1, huge time saver. 2, less products. 3, less touching my hair. I just figured out this is the ultimate method. And I don't know if this is just specific to me, but it can't be, because I know there's so many people with similar hair, or hair that's not far off, or just has hair and they're having problems. If you're having any of these problems, especially the hair loss, oh my God, the bonnet is probably the best thing you can do to prevent hair loss. If you're already losing it, I don't know what to tell you. Go to Turkey, you're cooked. Like, you gotta spend some money to fix that. Because these products, the drops in your hair and shit, it's like astrology. Like, honestly, believing in a truly good hair product is like astrology. You can tell yourself, you can truly in your heart believe that this is gonna fix my balding, this is gonna make my hair look better or curlier or whatever. I ultimately don't think that's true. I don't think that stuff's always effective. What works for some people might not work for you. Different genetics, different balances and chemicals inside our system, all that type of science shit. We're all chemically balanced different. That means that one product that works perfectly for someone does not mean that it's going to work perfectly for someone that looks similar. And that's if they look similar too. Sometimes it might. Sometimes, most of the times, I don't think so. I've tried the sea salt sprays. I've tried the texture powders. It's like astrology. And I figured the one truly natural, sensible, logical, safe way to protect your hair is the fucking bonnet and to stop using so much product. If you've got it figured out and you have no hair problems, then just disregard what I'm saying. But these are for people that went through the same problems as me and are just doing more shit to make it more and more worse. I spent 5 years experimenting. How do I make my hair look the way I want it to? How do I make my hair look how it's naturally supposed to look? I did the hard work. I did the countless days to analyze how my hair would look after doing a certain way, washing it with this or not washing it with that, or wearing a bonnet. And ultimately, the bonnet is the safest. It's the most protective. You're going to prevent balding. If you're like me and you're just starting to notice it, if you've got parents or male relatives that experience balding and you haven't yet, you need to get onto the bonnet method ASAP. It's like wearing a condom, once you get AIDS, you got that shit for life. Once you go bald, unless you got the money to go to Turkey, you got that shit for life. A bonnet is like $3. It's like $5 at CVS, Target, Walgreens, Walmart, Amazon. Get a bonnet and protect your hair. Because remember what I said? Girls will fuck with a nice looking bald guy. But now tell me this, how many nice looking bald guys do you see? How many guys are really pulling off that bald look? Now tell me, how many of them are doing it with less than $1 million in their bank account? Less than 100,000 with no job, If you're balding or bald and you have no job, just look at what the odds are. Like, look at what other guys of your archetype are doing. Now, if you're not bald yet, I hope you're watching this, because now is the time to get a bonnet. Now it might be the only time to save yourself. I got a bonnet. It's been helping me. I haven't noticed any more receding. I stopped using my products. I don't even know if I would call this receding. It's more of like a matured hairline, but I got a lot of balding relatives. And what I can say is my hair is not balding anywhere. And I know it's pretty long, but I'm pretty confident that I'm not cooked. And it's because I found the bonnet, because I do all these good practices. I'm trying to help you guys out now, because if you aren't, it just matters how much you want it. You know, some guys value their dick more than their hair. Some guys would rather lose all their hair right now than lose their dick. Well, I hope you can pull off the bald look if that's the case. Johnny Sins. You literally gotta be Johnny Sins to pull that off. You gotta be like, I mean, I don't know if you want to be Andrew Tate, but you gotta be like, you gotta have it like that, you know? Like, if I just dropped everything and went bald right now, there's no job I could work, or like, there's really nothing I could do to like make that attractive. At like 5'8", like there's no way. That's the bigger problem. Like little short bald dudes, I'll tell you now, like women are not actively looking for that. Little bald dudes, the women aren't looking for little bald dudes. I'm not saying you're cooked if you're a little bald dude. I fuck with people that are bald, you know? There's no beef, there's no hate. I'm just the messenger to all my boys that don't want to be little bald dudes. Head looking the same as their dick. You do not want to be a dickhead, I'm telling you right now. Just get a bonnet, stop using the products. Give natural a try, a week. If it's not worth it, then like, right, you paid like $3 for a bonnet and nothing else on products. And you probably save, dude, just try it. Anyways, that's my spiel for today. Natural hair, curly hair, hair care, anything about the hair. Basically what I want to talk about from now on, because it feels like something I'm pretty smart in. You know, I kind of understand hair a little. I'm not like an expert. I'm not a barber. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an independent journalist of sorts. You know, I'm doing my research. I'm going to provide to you guys my theories, my facts, my knowledge, my findings on how you can take care of your hair if you're someone that kind of looks like me. Now, I say that because I can only speak from the perspective of someone who's white, you know, about 5'8", 5'9". It's my demographic, you know. My target demographic is basically like me. However, doesn't mean these things don't apply to you if you're slightly different or a little, you know, black. If you're yellow, like hair bonnets are still what you gotta wear to bed. If you're not, then you're cooked. Receding hairlines know no race and no boundary. I'm speaking from the white man's point of view, but I promise, receding hairlines know no boundaries of ethnicity. Asian, Russian, black, Asian, Russian, African, Eskimo, Native, British, Scottish, Brazilian, you know, like Spanish, Latino. Yeah, balding doesn't discriminate. So, get a bonnet.